What is up YouTube, Nyks here with another video, and this time I'm going to be sharing my thoughts on the Assassin from Bliss Online. Okay, so before we get started, this is only going to be an early game overview of the Assassin class. I won't be leveling each class to max because, as you guys know, I don't want to play too much of the rebuild project at this point, and get burnt out before the NA launch. Yeah, so with that being said, let's just get straight into it. So as the name implies, the Assassin is a melee DPS class that has little to no defensive abilities. While it's very capable of doing high amounts of damage, it inherently has very low damage mitigation in terms of armor. However, there are quite a few escape abilities in their kit, since their glass cannon playstyle kind of relies on getting in and out of combat effectively. Sadly, Sins cannot be played by the Lupus or the Pantera races, but there is hope for all you furries out there, since the Mascu are fully able to play this class, along with every other class I think. Oh yeah, and they also dual wield daggers, which is fucking awesome. Okay, so before we dive into the abilities, I just want to let you guys know that I've only leveled this class up to level 6. It's just much easier for me in the long run, given the fact that I will be going over all the 7 classes in the coming videos. And I know that this level may seem quite low, but to the people that have played the rebuild project would know that Bliss actually gives quite a lot of abilities earlier on in the game. Plus, this video is just to give you guys a general feel of the class. I'll probably be making a full guide when the game actually releases. So yeah, let's just get straight into the abilities. The first ability is our basic right click or auto attack, Slice. This ability, if used in quick succession, changes into Cut and Shadow Strike, which deal more and more damage and apply a Mark of Death on the third strike. I've had it sometimes go off in the second strike, but it's usually the third strike that applies the Mark of Death, or the rune for that matter. That rune can also be consumed by other abilities, which I'll get into later, and it basically allows you to do more damage. So yeah, the second ability is called Double Cut. Yeah, I think the translations are kind of very basic. Anyway, it also applies a Mark of Death, but it does this on its first strike, and it deals more damage than the Slice that we had before. So it deals more damage than our right click or our basic attack, but it also consumes mana. It can also be spammed, just as long as you have enough mana to kind of suffice that, I guess. The third ability is Shadow Dash. Now, you get Shadow Dash at the start of the game, but it's your basic movement ability slash escape ability. When you use Shadow Dash, CCs are lifted from you and you are immune to them during its animation. Personally, I think it's like the best looking animation out of all the other attack animations that there are. Just the smoke effect is really cool. I think it also happens on your invis, which we'll get into later. But yeah. So next up we have Pierce. This is going to be your main damage dealing ability. In the early game anyway. It consumes your Marks of Death. I don't know how the scaling works with the consumption of the runes, but it does do more damage the more runes you have stacked. But I don't know exactly how much you get per rune. Yeah, so personally I think this animation is kind of wonky, especially when you're kind of moving around. It doesn't really, you'll see in the video, I don't know, to me it just doesn't seem very, it's the only ability that really sticks out. Yeah, so Quick Attack is your next ability, and this has 4 charges, which is quite different. It allows you to dash forward while dealing damage. You can use these in quick succession to escape or chase your enemy, but it does have a 10-second cooldown. Now the 10-second cooldown obviously happens at the end of when you've consumed those 4. It is harder to land because I had like a really high ping, which was kind of annoying, but I think with lower ping it would definitely work out. It also has a very cool animation, reminds me of the Warrior of Terror, for those people that have played that game. And yeah, just a generally good ability. And lastly we have Stealth, which, well, there's not really much to say about that, apart from that it makes you go invis, and you can be invis for as long as you want, but you do have slowed movement speed, and once you come out of Stealth you basically just do more damage. You can also dash while you're in invis, which I thought was pretty overpowered, because it basically allows you to bypass the whole movement slow altogether in some ways. So yeah. Alright, so what are my thoughts on the Assassin overall? I think it's a very fast-paced class for what it is, and it has very low cooldown as a result of that. The highest cooldown that I saw till level 6 was that 10-second cooldown that we had on the quick attack, which doesn't really mean much since you can spam that ability 4 times before that cooldown is ever up. With that being said, it has a very high damage potential because of that whole rune system where you can just stack up runes and kind of just go invis and deal really high amounts of damage and then go invis again. Since invis doesn't really have a limitation or duration time, you can just stay invis for as long as you want. So yeah, that's basically just going to be your playstyle. Just go in, get your marks of death on your enemy, and basically go invis, wait till you have all your damaging abilities up, and then go back in, deal that bonus damage, and probably stack some runes or kill them in one combo. In terms of animation, I think everything was good in this. It felt very fluid. It didn't feel floaty in some sense. Like WoW's combat is very floaty in my opinion, so there was none of that. There was weight behind every movement, which I really liked. The only thing that was wrong was the pierce animation, which I found was really just wonky. That's the only thing that they need to fix. But yeah, apart from that, overall, yeah, I can recommend this to everyone who wants to do really high amounts of damage in very short amounts of time. Like, man, this class just does a lot of damage. It's insane the amount of damage output this class has. If you guys are looking into playing a stealth type class, the Assassin is your pick. So yeah, that was just my opinion and general overview of the Assassin class. Let me know in the comments what you guys thought about the Assassin, if you guys have played it in the rebuild project, and also let me know what class you want me to go over next, because right now I'm basically kind of have my eyes on the Ranger because I have footage for him and I really like the class. So yeah, definitely let me know in the comments what you guys think. Like if you liked the video, dislike if you didn't like it. Leave a comment either way, and subscribe for more content. Peace.